Boom, what's going on, y'all? It's AllStar Izzy in the building. Young bitches type sticking on faith to this world with no hesitation and forward thinking only. Shining with our A factor, baby. You know we head to the top of the mountain just to get to another fucking top of the motherfucking mountain. And as y'all see the title, we can go ahead and get directly into this thing because I made a video before called the Top 8 Player Rules. And just to kind of give a little background for everything that I was saying, remember that being a player isn't about women. It is about you. It's about maneuvering. It's about exuding. And it's about being. And then the pros to being a great player, to being a player in this life and understand what it is, you gonna get the women. There's gonna be opportunities. You will know how to seize opportunities. You will know how to be a little bit more confident in certain areas of your life, right? So when I created Impactful Players, I want to take you to the next step. Not the next flight, not the next floor. We're still on floor 1 on the second step of the flight, okay? Because we can't make sure that we don't miss any beats, any skips. We can't skip anything, all right? We got to make sure that y'all know this, but becoming an impactful player is impactful because the things I'm going to list out is going to be some things to elevate you. Now, this can be with opportunities. This can also be with women. So, we're going to center around with both because it does assist in different ways. Because as you apply the ways that I'm going to give you, you will then become more impactful in things that you're doing in your life, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this thing. All right, so number 1 is going to be strong statements and less questions. Now, Isaac, why is that such an impactful thing? Now, the answer is already in the statement in itself. But the reason why I said strong statements and less questions, because why not state something rather than ask when you already know what it is? Meaning this, okay, say if you know that, what if someone was like, what's today's date? And then, hey, do you need to know what today's date is? Rather than just being like, oh, today's date is April 16th, 2025. You know what I'm saying? Instead of asking to see if someone needs something, just say it. Now, that could just be a small example of that. But imagine if you brought it back with women. Instead of asking her for her number, tell her, take my number down. I like this connection between us, okay? And I have some free time next week and we can text to see if that can align with us. Did I ask a question or did I just make statements? Remember, smooth assertiveness 101. We're going to get into that further in the future, okay? But again, I am creating strong statements that present who I am. Now, it could be different now. Say, if she's in a setting with, she's doing something, maybe she's a bit occupied. You can, excuse me, how are you? My name's Isaac. Do you have a moment? Okay? Even then, because we can't, if someone is doing something, we got to still be mannerable. We got to have some manners in that bitch. So even in that approach right then and there, and then we can say this strong statement. Listen, I found you interested the way I was looking by. I'm actually going somewhere myself. I like the smile that you're cracking right now. I want you to take my number down so we can go do something later. I would like that. Something as far as that, right? Because this is a scenario that you're having to go somewhere, but I'm creating a strong statement. Now, if you're in a situation where you're socializing and you're around many people, you actually have the intent to socialize, whatever, and you can create the statement. Bro, you can even say something as far as like, damn, you drinking this tonight? I can't believe it. We got a Jaeger bomber drinker over here. If she's playing darts or whatever, you're gonna be like, I bet you can't make it into the middle of that. She's gonna be like, oh, okay, for real, watch this. Doesn't make it, and then you just had some fun. But strong statements, less questions. Did I ask to be in the vicinity where she is? Did I ask to be like, hey, can I stand next to you when you're doing this? No, I insert myself, okay? That's another thing with having strong statements and less questions. You're basically inserting yourself in the situation, okay, smooth, but it's assertive at the same time. Remember, smooth assertiveness. So you're doing that at the same time by stating a strong statement right here that can be polarizing, that can be engaging, and you speak to the person in front of you. Okay, now these are just small scenarios of what a strong statement and less questions can look like. And there's so much to go, further down the line, which we will get to, but we got to keep it for the beginning basics, and then we can talk about more strong statements, because as you get to know her, as things start to escalate, you're on the first date, maybe on the phone, you guys are flirting and everything, there's going to be a lot of strong and impactful statements you can say, you know what I mean? So that's actually going to lead to the next one, I believe. It is. All right, the next one is going to be draw out the worst and best emotions, okay? Now, Isaac, what the fuck do you mean? So now listen, the strong statements with the less questions are going to draw out good and bad emotions. And I'm not saying bad as in like, goddamn, like, oh, you ain't shit. No. I'm just saying even a polarizing statement, something that kind of takes her aback, and she's like, oh, wow, this is different. That's a good emotion still. because you're drawing out the emotion, okay? Being an impactful player, not only with opportunities, but with women, okay? If you're able to draw out something from her to make her feel alive, to make her be like, man, who do you think you are? You know, type of vibe like that. If you're able to draw that out, that shows a lot about who you are. You're not afraid to engage. You're not afraid to have fun and to have banter. Have banter. Be able to flirt with her. Be able to say something that she probably never heard. Say if the interaction is going well between y'all. And then towards the end of the night, you liking the connection, you know, you can simply just say, you know, I want you tonight. I want you. I want us tonight, okay? Something like that. Something that's bold is basically having the boldness with it draws out something out of her, because this all goes back to who you are. And the reason is because once you're able to have confidence and you can speak it and you live it and you're true to that part, it draws out the best in them. And women love to feel an emotional roller coaster with men, dog. They love the chaotic feeling, the thrill of everything. You gotta see. I could have worded it a little bit differently, but basically just be the thrill in a woman's life for this part right here, or even just being the thrill of opportunities and shit. Because I want to make sure everything also bridges together. Because it's not just to be with women, but you can be an impactful player in business and have bold statements. You can show excitement in something new that you're creating, but that can also translate with a woman. I am an exciting person, and I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna make some bold statements. I'm gonna be smooth and assertive at the same thing that I do, and you're gonna like it because they like that shit. They like shit that keeps them in the present. So if I'm saying something, and say if they're maybe somewhere in their mind, they can have a bad day. You gotta understand, women have shit going on. So they have shit going on, and you just say something like, God damn, I know that dress looks better with it a little closer to me, something like that. They be like, oh my gosh, giggle and get a little closer. It's just what happens in the approach and that you have. You have to be willing to be a thrill, not in even their lives or not in opportunities, but in your life. Be exciting to you. Have fun with you. Be bold with yourself, bro. Like, draw out your emotions for you. Put yourself in situations that you've never been in. Uncomfortable situations always brings the best out of people, or thrilling situations. Now, for the last one, number 3 is going to be exude charisma, okay? Exude charisma. Now, listen, you guys hear me talk a lot about charisma, charm, X, Y, and Z, but this is all going back to charisma. Now, charisma is a dominance of warmth. It's like being able to speak outwardly and create a warmth in a comfortable environment of people around you. Now, everybody's not gonna have the charisma the way that I can be extroverted over here and more social here. You can be charismatic in your own bubble, in your own field, and whomever gravitates towards you, you can have charisma within that. But the reason why I say exude charisma to become an impactful player is because that the charisma that you bring to this world and to this life, it causes people to feel good with you. It causes yourself to feel good and to give it out. You can have connections. You can meet business opportunities. Not even with that, but with women, you have charisma. Now they're connecting to you on a different level because remember, we spoke this before. It's an emotional thing with them. Like I just said, draw the best and worst emotions. It's an emotional pull with them. It's mental. It's a feeling that they have. I don't know, it's something about him. He just made me feel some type of way. Okay, it's the charisma. Exude it. Do not be afraid. I'm saying because I think a lot of guys are scared and afraid to exude their personality, exude who they are. Women love charisma. Women love charismatic men because they know on a playing field that they can be confident, but they can also exude personality, which in return, as I'm speaking and having fun, and I have the banter because I like banter in a conversation with a woman, I'm gonna say something that's spicy or that's bold, and emotions draw out for her to be like, oh, what? Like, I remember one time, I was on a cruise one time, right? And me and this woman, we were watching this like play, and then we were just talking about the play, and we were basically saying, oh, how many people you think they're lying? The next person that tells a lie, because they were doing this show in a play where it was like truths and a lie. So we were like, okay, well, if this person's telling a lie, I win. And she was like, well, if this one, then I win. And then and she was like, what happens if you win? I was like, maybe you can get a kiss. The winner gets a kiss. And she was like, okay. I think I ended up losing, but we ended up making it out and everything. And, you know what I'm saying? We did what we needed to do throughout that process. But something as far as that, right? If I wasn't able to exude my personality, or if I didn't want to draw out some of the best emotions or have strong statements and less questions, did I ask a question? I did not. I said something. I stated it. I drawed out emotions, and I exuded my personality, my charisma in the situation, and that's where it got to me to that point. So again, those are some ways to become an impactful player. And you know what? I think I want to go live on this later on this week, because there's so much to impact and to bring into life for this specifically that I think I'm gonna have to go a little bit further into it. And I think that's gonna be something that's helpful. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. It's AllStar Izzy, baby. We in this thing.